It's 1 o'clock in the morning on the 15th of January or December, and I'm very tired, but I'm uploading and I'm just sharing about the insanity in society in Tralee at the moment. The thing about it is that I've been discussing these issues regarding hate crime and human rights violations and constitutional wrongdoings. And as I've mentioned, not once was I properly consulted about any of the matters that caused these problems. Um, the other matters that I've discussed is that there was, the hate crime. And the issue with the hate crime is that it appears to be coming from a female aspect. And that surprises me because I wouldn't really know the women involved. But it's happening, the hate crime. Um, and I'm surprised because many of these individuals would be intelligent and, they'd have families of their own. And I'm just surprised that people would be so overcome with such venom and vitriol and hatred. So, Tralee at the moment isn't a very pleasant place to be. Um, but these are the circumstances when human rights violations are occurring. Um, as well as that, the issues that have been caused for me, the wrongdoings and whatnot, um, give cause for protection. Hate crime, a person is targeted when there's hate crime. And, the local authorities and the national politicians and victim support up in the Garda Bureau haven't even offered a bit of support in any of this experience. Um, I'm aware of the dangers surrounding me. I'm aware of the mental um, mentality of the individuals causing this. Um, so they must really hate me to want to be causing these kind of problems. Because, in a town like Tralee, I'm quite surprised that it would be disrespected so badly. As well as that, as a victim that has experienced sexual assault already in the past, um, I'm just, surprised again by women that would be responsible or involved that wouldn't have thought about, how serious this is um, for women and for children. So it's a very worrying situation when there's wrongdoings perpetrated. It's bad enough that wrongdoings would ever be perpetrated, but to not be able to confront the wrongdoings is a bit more serious. And as politicians have been aware, um, they've known what has been happening, um, and they haven't confronted the issues. So I don't know whether it's a mentality of notoriety and trying to make a name for the place or make a name for themselves, you know, or is it just, you know, couldn't be bothered to confront the wrongdoings. So I'm wondering, which is easier to make things worse or to try and confront things and make things, a little bit more, you know, manageable. So anyway, this is the situation. Local authorities haven't acknowledged it. I'm technically a whistleblower. Um, as I've said, it's not a comfortable situation for anyone to be in, but it's not even, it's not even the slightest bit comfortable knowing that supports and services have endangered my safety. And this hassle and harassment and intrusion and pathetic attempt from mental health services to implicate themselves when it's not in any way a mental health issue, um, but yet mental health services aren't confronting the mental health issues of the individuals that are dying by suicide. As well as that, there's the professionals, and I use that word and term very lightly, but uh, mental health professionals that aren't professional at all. And I'm surprised again by women that would even think of endangering the safety of a mentally healthy woman into the uh, care, and I use that word lightly also, of unprofessional professionals. So I'm just wondering, you know, this is progressive age, 21st century, etc., democracy. Women's movement is supposed to be moving forward, but I'm just wondering what in the name of God is happening with women these days that they would want to perpetrate this against Emer Griffin McElligott. Um, it's been a tough 2 years since 2017, but I've pretty much come to terms with, the tactics and what's been happening. But at the end of 2019 now, after recovering from so much with what's been happening and the wrongdoings and violations, etc., etc., I'm here just pondering, introspecting, and trying to fathom an unfathomable situation, um, that politicians um, and authorities should not ever be ignoring, um, regardless of, whether it's about money or whether it's about morals. There's a duty of care by politicians and authorities to ensure the safety of all women and women and children in particular, as being the most vulnerable. And the thing about it is, even more so when they're victims of hate crime and violations and wrongdoings. But in my circumstances, and as I've learned from past circumstances of other individuals in Irish society that have, experienced cause for whistleblowing or whatever, the treatment of victims of wrongdoings is awful, and that there isn't any integrity by politicians just to fess up, clean up, and move on. Um, in this circumstance, it seems that all the wrongdoings I've experienced have only been exacerbating a situation, and I'm surprised, because this is, the day and age that it is, and these are intelligent individuals. And I'm just surprised that people would go to such lengths to inflict not just trouble or harm or worry for the victim, but for themselves. And I don't know if they see it like that, but that is how it is. The logic, the rationale is that keep making things worse and things will be worse for not only the victims but the